SmackDown erupted tonight with one of the most shocking and chaotic backstage confrontations the WWE Universe has been waiting to see for years. This is the moment Cody Rhodes finally unleashed all his frustration, his anger, and his long-held resentment, targeting the one man who denied him his destiny, Roman Reigns. And it didn't happen in the ring, it didn't happen during a match, and it didn't happen under the spotlight. It happened where Roman least expected it, backstage, in the cold hallways of SmackDown, where there are no rules, no referees, and no protection. From the start of the night, something felt different. Even the atmosphere backstage was tense, as if something big was brewing. Superstars were whispering among themselves, officials seemed on edge, and production staff kept glancing around corners, anticipating something, or someone, to explode. Ever since Roman Reigns returned and started reclaiming his power, the locker room has been bracing for unpredictable chaos. But no one expected that the chaos would come from Cody Rhodes. For months, Cody has carried the weight of his loss, the sting of humiliation, and the frustration of being robbed of the moment he wanted more than anything, finishing his story against Roman Reigns. Tonight, Cody showed up on SmackDown with a very different energy. Fans noticed it immediately. He wasn't smiling, he wasn't greeting people, he wasn't looking around. He moved with purpose, walking straight through corridors with a cold, focused expression that told the WWE Universe that something was coming, even if no one knew what. And that purpose was Roman Reigns. Roman himself arrived earlier in the night with the confidence he always carries. Security escorted him, officials cleared the hallways in advance, and superstars stood aside as the tribal chief walked past. Even without the full bloodline structure behind him, Roman walks like a man who always expects to be respected, feared, and protected. Tonight, though, Roman had no idea that someone had been waiting for him. Someone who decided that this was the night Roman was going to pay for everything he had done. For the first hour of SmackDown, Cody wasn't seen on screen. No interview, no promo, no update. Fans assumed he wasn't scheduled for the show. But halfway through the broadcast, things took a turn. A backstage source reported that Cody was in the building. The crowd reacted instantly, chanting his name, wondering why he was there and what he was planning to do. But Cody didn't head to the ring. He didn't ask for TV time. He didn't walk toward the stage. Instead, he was seen standing alone in the shadows backstage, hands on his hips, breathing deeply, as if mentally preparing himself for something personal. Every emotion he had bottled up, the disappointment, the humiliation, the heartbreak, was written across his face. Cody Rhodes wasn't here tonight for a match. He wasn't here for a promo. He was here for Roman Reigns. The rest of the roster felt the tension rising. Even people not involved in the situation kept glancing over their shoulders. Rumors began to spread that Cody was agitated, pacing around, asking production crew for Roman's location. When Cody Rhodes starts searching for you, it's never a good sign. And tonight, Roman was completely unaware of the danger walking closer and closer to him. Finally, the moment the WWE Universe had been waiting for arrived. Roman Reigns stepped out of his private locker room, adjusting his gloves, preparing to head toward a production meeting. He wasn't in a hurry. He wasn't stressed. He looked calm, composed, and confident, the same Roman Reigns who has dominated WWE for nearly 4 years. But this time, he wasn't ready for what was about to hit him. As Roman walked down the hallway, the crowd inside the arena erupted because the cameras suddenly cut to a shot of Cody Rhodes turning the corner at the opposite end of the hallway. This wasn't a coincidence. This was Cody's moment. For the first time since WrestleMania, Cody and Roman stood in the same hallway, only steps apart. The WWE Universe roared as the two locked eyes. Roman stopped walking. Cody stopped walking. The entire backstage setting fell silent. It felt like the world froze for a few seconds. Roman lifted his chin slightly, the same arrogant expression he always wears when he believes he is in control of the situation. Cody, however, wasn't the same Cody Roman remembered. His eyes were calm but burning, his jaw clenched, his hands balled into fists. There was no hesitation, no fear, no second thoughts. The tension lasted only a heartbeat. Because Cody suddenly exploded forward, sprinting down the hallway with more anger than the WWE Universe has ever seen from him. Roman tried to prepare himself, but Cody was already on him. The impact was massive, a full-speed tackle that slammed Roman straight into the wall. The sound echoed through the corridor as staff and security froze in shock. This wasn't a cheap shot. This wasn't a sneak attack. Cody wanted Roman to see him coming. He wanted Roman to feel every ounce of rage that had built up inside him since WrestleMania. Roman stumbled from the impact, trying to regain his footing, but Cody didn't give him the chance. He grabbed Roman by the hair, pulled him forward, and smashed him face first into a stack of production crates. Roman staggered, clutching his face, but Cody wasn't done, not even close. The American Nightmare had snapped. Months of pain and frustration came pouring out in every strike. Cody threw Roman to the ground and began hammering him with fists, each punch faster and harder than the last. Officials ran in, trying to shout Cody's name, but he wasn't listening. He kept throwing punches, loud, echoing punches that Roman could barely defend against. Roman tried to roll away, but Cody dragged him back up, yelling something the cameras barely picked up, "This is for everything you did." The crowd inside the arena reacted loudly because they knew exactly what he meant. This wasn't just a fight. This was revenge. Cody pulled Roman to his feet, only to slam him into a metal garage door that rattled across the entire backstage area. Roman tried to push Cody off, but Cody hit him with a quick, vicious uppercut that sent Roman stumbling again. The tribal chief was dazed. For the first time in a long time, Roman Reigns looked vulnerable. Cody grabbed Roman by his vest, pulled him close, and headbutted him so hard that Roman dropped to one knee. Officials rushed forward again, but Cody roared at them to stay back, and the intensity in his voice made everyone freeze. Cody had waited too long for this moment, and he wasn't letting anyone stop him. Roman tried to get up, but Cody was already pulling him toward the equipment crates again. Cody hooked Roman's head, lifted him, and delivered a loud, echoing slam that sent Roman crashing onto the concrete floor. The crowd exploded as Roman rolled onto his side, coughing and gasping, clearly shaken. For years, Roman Reigns has dominated the WWE landscape. He has crushed challengers, humiliated rivals, and walked out of every war with that same arrogant confidence. But tonight, that confidence was gone. Tonight, Roman Reigns looked like a man who finally understood what it feels like to be hunted. Cody stood over Roman breathing heavily, sweat dripping down his face, his chest heaving with adrenaline. This wasn't the polite, humble Cody Rhodes the WWE Universe usually sees. This was a man who had been pushed beyond his limits, a man who had been denied his justice for far too long. And now, Cody was delivering that justice with his own hands. As Roman tried to crawl away, Cody grabbed him again, dragging him across the concrete floor. Roman swung an elbow desperately, trying to break free, but Cody blocked it and sent Roman crashing into a row of storage lockers with a massive shove. Roman crumpled against the metal, trying to catch his breath. But Cody moved in again. He grabbed one of the lockers, swung the door open, and smashed Roman across the face with it. The sound was loud enough that crew members down the hall turned around in shock. Roman fell sideways, leaving the entire WWE Universe stunned at how merciless Cody had become. This was no longer a simple revenge attack. This was an outpouring of everything Cody had waited to say, waited to do, waited to unleash since the moment Roman stole his story. And fans in the arena were losing their minds, cheering Cody louder than ever before. But Cody wasn't finished, not even close. Cody Rhodes stood over Roman Reigns like a man who had finally broken free from years of emotional chains. And as Roman tried to steady himself on all fours, Cody stepped forward with absolutely no hesitation and punted Roman straight in the ribs. Roman rolled onto his back, groaning, completely overwhelmed by the pace and fury of Cody's assault. SmackDown officials rushed in again, trying to create space, but Cody shoved them aside without even looking at them. He wasn't here to negotiate. He wasn't here to be held back. Tonight was the night Cody Rhodes was taking something back that Roman stole from him, his pride. Roman finally managed to stand, holding onto the wall for support. But the moment he got halfway upright, Cody charged again, grabbing Roman and slamming him into a stack of steel barricade pieces lying on the floor. Metal clattered everywhere as Roman hit the ground again. For a man who once stood at the top of WWE with unmatched dominance, Roman suddenly looked very human, and very helpless. Cody pulled Roman back up, slamming him against the wall. Roman's head snapped back, and Cody stared directly into his eyes, breathing hard. "You took my moment," Cody growled. "You took my story." Roman tried to answer, but Cody didn't give him the opportunity. He fired a brutal right hand straight to Roman's jaw. Then another. Then another. Roman staggered again, barely able to defend himself. Cody hooked his head and smashed him into a rolling equipment cart. Roman collapsed over it, barely holding on. Fans inside the arena were going insane. Every strike, every slam, every word from Cody was met with thunderous cheers. They weren't watching a sneak attack, they were watching a man reclaim his dignity. Cody grabbed Roman by the vest and pulled him back toward the main hallway. Roman tried to swing, but his punch was slow and weak. Cody dodged it effortlessly and fired back with a sharp elbow that sent Roman stumbling sideways into a set of metal storage shelves. The shelves shook violently as Roman crashed into them, knocking down gear and cables. Cody continued advancing, refusing to let Roman find even 1 second to recover. Roman tried pushing Cody away, but Cody grabbed Roman's arm and launched him across the hall, sending him crashing into a production table. Monitors fell, equipment scattered, and crew members scrambled to get out of the way. Cody marched toward Roman, grabbed him by the head, and yelled, "This is what you deserve," before smashing Roman's face into the edge of the table. Roman slumped down again, his breathing labored, eyes unfocused. This wasn't just Cody getting revenge. This was Cody years overdue. Cody then pulled Roman up by his vest and dragged him toward a flight case, shoving him face first onto it. Roman tried to crawl away, but Cody leapt on him, driving his knee into Roman's back. At this point, officials were begging Cody to stop, but their voices sounded like nothing but background noise to him. Roman reached out, trying to grab the edge of a storage rack to pull himself up, but Cody grabbed his wrist, twisted it violently, and slammed Roman face first onto the concrete floor. Roman groaned loudly, rolling onto his side, trying his best to recover, but Cody wasn't about to let him. Cody pulled Roman up by the hair again, and Roman looked up with a mixture of pain and disbelief. For years, Roman was the unstoppable force of WWE. But now, he was the one absorbing the beating of a lifetime. Cody took a few steps back, eyes locked on Roman. Roman staggered to his feet, dazed and barely standing. Cody charged again with a running clothesline that nearly flipped Roman inside out. Roman hit the floor hard, clutching his neck. For the first time in years, the tribal chief was completely overwhelmed. Staff members were shouting, trying to intervene, but every time they got close, Cody moved aggressively, forcing them to retreat. The message was loud and clear: nobody stops Cody tonight. Cody wasn't satisfied with Roman rolling around on the floor. He wanted to make sure Roman felt everything Cody had been feeling since WWE's biggest stage. Cody walked over, grabbed Roman by the head, and dragged him across the backstage floor like a man pulling a fallen statue. Roman could barely resist. Every time he tried to struggle, Cody hit him again. Roman tried pushing Cody away, but Cody fired a stiff kick straight to Roman's ribs, dropping him immediately. Cody then grabbed Roman's vest straps and yanked him up, slamming him back first into a large stack of storage crates. Roman winced in pain, and Cody followed up with a vicious flurry of lefts and rights. Roman's body buckled. Cody stepped back for a moment, allowing the WWE Universe to see Roman slumped against the crates, exhausted, battered, and trapped. Roman reached out weakly with one hand, trying to steady himself on Cody's shoulder, as if silently asking for a second to breathe. But Cody slapped Roman's hand away with force and punched him again across the mouth. At this point Roman was bleeding slightly from the lip, and Cody pulled him closer. "You made me wait too long for this," Cody said through gritted teeth. Cody then grabbed Roman by the neck and smashed him into the crates again. Roman slumped down to one knee, groggy and beaten. Cody took a step back and delivered a brutal knee strike straight to Roman's face, dropping him completely. The crowd inside the arena was roaring uncontrollably. This wasn't the Cody Rhodes they were used to seeing, but this was the Cody Rhodes they desperately wanted to see. Roman tried crawling toward a production box to pull himself up. Every movement was slow, every breath was heavy. Roman Reigns, the once dominant tribal chief, now looked like a man trying to survive. But Cody moved in again, grabbed Roman by the back of the neck, and dragged him to his feet. Cody then threw Roman's shoulder first into a metal door. The impact was massive. Roman screamed in pain, rolling on the ground while holding his shoulder. Commentators inside the arena shouted in disbelief as Cody walked toward Roman again. Roman crawled away desperately, trying to escape down the hallway. This was a side of Roman no one had ever seen, the tribal chief retreating. But Cody wasn't letting him go anywhere. He stomped on Roman's back, forcing him flat on the ground. Cody leaned down close to Roman's ear and said in a low voice full of rage, "You ran from me long enough." Cody lifted Roman again and threw him into a nearby interview set. Lights crashed to the floor, equipment toppled, and Roman's body smashed through the setup like it was paper. Roman rolled onto his stomach, coughing and groaning, struggling to push himself off the floor. Cody walked around the wreckage, watching Roman try to recover. Cody wasn't smiling. He wasn't proud. He wasn't satisfied. He was determined. Roman finally managed to crawl to one of the light stands, using it to force himself upright. He leaned on it heavily, his legs shaking, his chest rising and falling rapidly. Cody slowly approached Roman, but this time Roman swung desperately with a wild punch. It connected, barely, grazing Cody's cheek. Cody stopped. Roman tried swinging again, but the second punch was slower, weaker, almost collapsing mid-motion. Cody blocked the second punch easily and drove his fist deep into Roman's stomach. Roman dropped instantly, falling to his knees, gasping for air. Cody grabbed Roman's jaw with both hands, forcing Roman to look up at him. "This ends tonight," Cody said. Then Cody threw Roman to the floor and hammered him with repeated punches, each one heavier than the last. Roman's hands barely came up to defend himself. Cody's strikes were too fast and too precise. WWE security finally sent a large group of staff to intervene, but Cody pushed through them, refusing to stop, refusing to let Roman escape, refusing to let this moment slip away. Roman tried crawling again, his knees wobbling as he tried to stand. Cody pulled him up, dragged him toward another storage crate, and slammed Roman's body across the top of it. Roman lay there, motionless for a second, eyes half closed, clearly overwhelmed. Cody climbed up slightly on the crate, pulled Roman back to his feet, hooked him, and delivered a massive suplex that sent Roman crashing onto the concrete floor below. Fans erupted again. This was turning into one of the most brutal backstage beatdowns in SmackDown history. But Cody wasn't done. Cody hopped off the crate and approached Roman, who was now barely moving. Roman's face showed pain, frustration, disbelief. This was not how Roman Reigns expected the night to go. He tried pushing himself up again, but his arms gave out. Cody grabbed Roman's vest, pulled him halfway upright, and fired an uppercut that rocked Roman completely. Roman slumped back down, eyes unfocused. And Cody still wasn't finished.